Welcome back to a new video. So, as the title does suggest, I was dealing with my ear being plugged. Thankfully, I don't really feel too sick right now, but even as I am recording this, my left ear now is plugged. Last week, for a couple days, my right ear was plugged, so hopefully I can get past that. The worst of it with my left ear was on Sunday, where I tried to train and I wasn't able to, just because of the discomfort from it being plugged, and now it just kind of is plugged and it doesn't really hurt or anything. So hopefully on these next couple days it starts to loosen up. I know that's how it was last week when it switched over. It went from my right to my left, and now my right ear feels fine. So kind of odd, but you know, it is what it is. Thankfully it didn't impact my training too much. It's just more of you kind of notice it, so it's just kind of annoying, and I'm sure anyone that's sick and congested can kind of relate to that. But I was happy with how the snatches felt today. I was able to eventually get up to 115. I did have a couple of misses, but even on the misses today, I was happy with how the speed felt, pulling under the bar, and how the lockout felt. The reason I was missing was just the extending a bit early and trying to be a little too quick and just not fully extending before trying to go under the bar. And I do that a lot, so that's something that I'm just continually trying to work on. But I was happy, even though I was drifting over a little bit to the left on some of the heavier lifts that I did today in the snatch, I'm happy that the lockout looked pretty solid, and as I continue to develop the shoulders and the upper back, it will hopefully continue to look better and better and just more consistently stable with heavier and heavier weights. The two accessory work or movements that I did today, I think, are going to be critical and ones that are just really good to do in general for myself. And the first one I always list on the app as inverted row, even though they're not inverted row, they're just lat pull downs. The reason is that there's not lat pull down in the app, so I just list it as that so I can track the weight. But lat pull downs are ones that I really like to do. I haven't done them in a while, but when I started to do them, I was like, this is the feeling, like these are the muscles I need to start working a lot. And you can really load the weights pretty heavy and do a lot of volume with it, so I think that will be good as well. And it's just a easy movement for me to do. It's actually one of the first exercises I ever did when I started training when I was a teenager, just because it was one of the things that was in the basement of my house. I also did lateral raises, which are just good for obvious reasons, just for the shoulders. And yeah, I really like those movements. I want to continue to do those a lot, just because mentally they're easy to do, but you can also just kind of hammer them, especially the lat pull downs. Those are really good for myself, I think. After the snatches, I had some clean jerks. Those are pretty routine. They're originally supposed to be block power clean plus pause jerks, but I swapped them out for clean jerks just because I felt like doing those today. And I did powers with the 120, the 130. I kind of tried to power 140, but not really like a full commitment to it. And I just did a full clean jerk with that. Those felt all right. Felt heavier. They always feel heavier than I always want them to, but that's just how it is. And 140 was heavier than the app was gonna have me go anyway. It probably would have went 120, 120, and then up to like 125 or 6 or something for the last set. So I was definitely more aggressive with that, but that's all right. After that, had some back squats. I was able to get up to 205, where I threw on the belt for that last set. It wasn't the best rep. It definitely moved slower than I was hoping, but having the knee wraps on, they certainly get loose as the training session goes on and as I get the heavier sets. Unless I re-wrap them, they don't get like super loose, but they certainly aren't tight in the spots that you want them to be tight. That's one of the reasons I like having the knee sleeves, the hook grip ones that I wear a lot, just because they are consistent pressure and they don't loosen as you train. So if I'm doing like crazy heavy squats, or if I really want to push it, then I throw those on. But for a session like today, it's almost like doing like a like a naked knee lift in a sense, just because I get a lot out of the knee sleeves and less out of the knee wraps, unless I'm like re-wrapping them multiple times. But it was a good session. I was happy with how everything was moving. Even with my ear plugged, I was still able to get a good training session in and just kind of get moving during the week. I was worried because I wasn't able to train on Sunday. I actually drove to the gym on Sunday and then didn't train, which is probably one of the first times ever that has happened. But I was able to kind of come back on that Monday and get some good training in. Hopefully I get all my videos caught up as far as editing goes, so you'll see a video every day for the rest of the week, and hopefully I stay in that routine. I know last week I got out of that routine because of my illness, but hopefully I'm done being sick so I can actually stay up just slightly later just to make sure everything's edited and not go to sleep at like 9:30 every night. But hopefully that is the case. So that is it for now. I'll talk to you all in the next video, and I hope you all have a great day. Peace.